Greetings, readers and travelers, and welcome to another episode of Stats on Stats. It is October 23rd. I know we're a little bit later than we normally do it because normally this is a 7 p.m. Eastern time show, but we went ahead and delayed it back just a little bit so we could have a little extra time to rest because it's been one heck of a week. But today, of course, I'm always joined by my co-host Joel Harvey. Joel,
Yeah,
you got anything to say?
that's me.
That's you? Okay, cool. But today we are joined for the first time by two individuals. We didn't get the graphic made for both of them, but we have the graphic made for one of them. We are joined by Graya and Stephen Landry. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
We are wonderful. Give me just a second here. I forgot to do a quick thing, and we are good. Beautiful. Oh no, I accidentally left it on. We're playing Overwatch. We're not playing Overwatch. Silly stream information. But as you know, this is Stats on Stats, a lit RPG podcast where we discuss lit RPG, game lit, dungeon core, all that fun stuff. Maybe just a little bit of, I don't know, some harem-y titles here and there because we like a good harem every once in a while. There's no kink shame here.
If you level up, we'll talk about it.
If you level up, we will talk about it. And I mean, if there's ability levels, yeah, there is one that levels up. Vampire Sorcerer, it's a damn good one. It's a really good one, actually. Don't listen to that one at work.
Yeah.
Don't listen to that one at work.
Don't listen to it.
Without headphones, yeah. That one's a fun title that I got to listen to. Anyways,
I want to get you fired.
Before we dive into today's topic, we are close to reaching one of our goals. Once we hit 200 followers, we're going to be doing a giveaway to where you have the option to earn up into an entire series up to date on either Kindle or Audible that Joel or myself will pay for. And that's once we hit 200 followers. Right now we're at 164 on Twitch. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. We're 36 away. But then also, once we hit 15 subs, we're going to be doing another giveaway of the same prospect. And once we hit 100 followers on YouTube, same thing. Which all the links for that you should be able to find on our Twitter. But we also have a couple of more giveaways where Steven is going to be generous enough to donate a copy of Myra's Song, which is a part of the Stardivers universe, in paperback. Show that off for us real quick, Steven. Super pretty cover. I love that cover so much. And then also, I believe you said Vampire Sorcerer paperback?
Yep.
We love to see it, and we got the beautiful ladies on the front cover. We love to see it. So, we're going to go ahead and dive into today's topic of, that is some artwork right there. Woohoo!
That's our topic.
There's our topic. Yeah, we got some beautiful artwork. Let's go. Also,
yes, we do.
I believe we owe Steven here a happy belated birthday because he celebrated a birthday this week. Am I correct?
I did.
Well, happy belated birthday from the Stats on Stats boys. Zeckler's in the chat. You know, happy birthday, happy birthday. But Zeckler's just that guy here. He's not really a part of the channel.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, yes, he is.
He's our hype man.
We love Zeckler here. I mean, he helps me get through some Monster Hunter stuff every once in a while. We love you, Zeckler. But Steven, Gray, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I read a quick bio, so let me read that because I'm terrible at actually introducing myself. So I'm Stephen Landry. I'm joined by Graya, who is working on the next Stardivers trilogy after the next two books come out.
I might be leaning just a little bit closer to the mic for me.
For release later next year.
Here we go.
So I studied graphic design and graduated with my bachelor's in 2010. I spent several years working as a corporate graphic designer and startups, pharmaceuticals, product design, before moving towards freelance, where I worked in video games, beta testing, and now I'm a writer. I've also worked as a forklift driver, customer service, a warehouse
You didn't tell me that was touchscreen.
and in my
Yes,
20s, I built cars, drift cars. I did autocross, and that's where a lot of the racing and stuff in Stardivers is actually inspired from.
Okay. So, Graya, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself as well? Because you are a guest on the show tonight.
Surprise!
Right. I am currently working at the camp counselor for Camp Alba, which is a doggy daycare and boarding facility.
Okay.
I have always been like really active with animals, kind of my thing. But recently, I started writing a lot more, and I'm currently working on a romance novel series, and working with him on the new series for Stardivers.
All right. Well, I know I'm really excited for the next Stardivers books because that's going to be really cool. Because I actually really like Stardivers. I like the sci-fi setting just because it is a nice mix-up from constant fantasy or set in like modern day Earth with an apocalypse setting.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a good science fiction like space novel, and I'm set.
You
I like my space operas.
you
Don't
should
judge me.
see how many Star Wars books this kid has.
I took up the entire fireplace almost with Star Wars books.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Should see how many Star Wars books I have.
Oh yeah.
Well, so there's a bookstore out in Colorado, and it's called Second and Charles, and they got in a bunch of Star Wars books. And they were running a promo that weekend of buy 5, get 5 free. So I was getting used Star Wars books for maybe like $4 or $5 each. And doing buy
Nice.
5, get 5 3. Yeah, I know I got the entirety of pretty much the New Republic era. So I have all of that. I have pretty much every book Timothy Zahn has written. One of my favorite authors. He's so freaking cool. Introduced some of my
He is.
favorite characters, Mara Jade and
We've
Thrawn.
met him twice.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous.
We actually have him sign our Empire Strikes Back poster.
Yeah, we have a huge
awesome.
24 by 36 movie theater style Empire Strikes Back poster that he signed.
That is amazing.
Also had him sign like a dozen books, comics.
So I'm going to get your opinion then really quickly because I have a theory. Because we didn't get her in the sequel trilogy. There's still time to introduce her. She won't end up with Luke. But I have a theory that Mara
It
Jade's
would be awesome.
Mara Jade's
It
going
would
to
be
show up,
awesome.
but she's going to be in a relationship with Ezra instead of Luke.
I can see it happening.
I really want that to happen because Mara Jade is one of the most badass females in the Star Wars universe.
I mean, Ezra is kind of replacing Luke as our go-to guy
Mm-hmm.
in the new continuity.
I know, and I need it. I really need it. Plus, Ahsoka's just going to be really good, and the fact that I am getting Thrawn live action is the main reason I'm watching this show. I know he's probably only going to be in like 3 episodes, but I don't care. Give me Thrawn. Give me Grand Admiral Thrawn. I need it.
Like, it's a perfect setup for them using Thrawn to build up all the series around him as the major threat.
It would be so wonderful to have him. But probably should talk Lit RPG for just a little bit since this is a Lit RPG show. So why don't you give us a little bit of history on the Stardivers universe? We'll start with that one, and then we'll go into Vampire Sorcerer a little bit because I do want to talk a little spiciness because we have another spicy author coming up later this next month.
Let's see. I started writing it in like 2016, 2017. Yeah, like the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. I held back a little bit for releasing it because I hooked up with Connor Kostick at Level Up Publishing,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a really good mentor, helped me with a lot of editing, and basically mentoring me with my prose and everything like that. And then we released Stardivers Dungeons of Bane in late 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've released at least one book every year since.
And there's quite a few books in the Stardivers universe, right? I know there's the first
There's,
two books.
There's 3, and then there's 2 more coming in the next 3 weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we have Stardivers 1, 2, and then Myra's Song that is out at the moment. If fans wanted to go ahead and just dive into Myra's Song, would they be able to without reading books 1 and 2, or should they read books 1 and 2 before diving into Myra's Song?
They can absolutely dive into Myra's Song.
All right. So we have a little description of the first Stardivers book right here via the Kindle app that I will take a look at real quick because I have Stardivers book 1 on Kindle, but I also have it on Audible as well because I really liked reading it and I wanted to get the Stardivers like audio experience.
Yeah.
Pronounce the main character's name is Breck. Is that correct? Breq?
That is. That's 100% correct.
I'm always scared to like pronounce names just because I'm like I'm gonna butcher it. I'm absolutely gonna butcher it. But teenage Breck escapes the grim streets of a resource low near future. Jesus, I can't talk tonight. Teenage Breck escapes the grim streets of a resource low near future world to take a job as a corpse diver in a massive online sci-fi game, Bane. Breck finds himself in a dangerous, life-threatening adventure within the game as he searches for the reason for the death of his best friend. With landscapes and settings that evoke the sci-fi class, our hero must level up his character as fast as he can so as to be able to take on and defeat a sinister masked figure, especially as the threat posed to the unknown character is not limited to the events within the game. Meaning that there's some real world consequences that is going to possibly happen. Maybe,
very much so.
Maybe. But this book actually has a really solid start. I really liked the beginning of this book because it starts, just in game on a mission, it's getting a call, logs out of the game, boom, best friend's dead. Okay, let's go 0 to 100 real quick.
Exactly, 100%.
Because Joel and I were talking about possible topics to bring up in the show, and one of the topics that we had talked about was which book do you think has like one of the best openings in the lit RPG genre? And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Steven has one of the best openings in the lit RPG genre. For me personally, just because there's world building, but within like the first 5 seconds, let's just
0 to 100.
It's gonna shit hits the fan.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I brought that up was because a lot of people complain about like how long lit RPG takes, because not only do they have to explain whatever world the character's going to be in, but they also have to like explain how like magic system's going to work, like level up mechanics, like whatever guide the character normally has. Like
4 or 5 chapters in, there's a flashback to like Breck's first foray into the world of Bane.
And that's when he works with
and
the now deceased character.
Yeah.
And Zecker said book ones can lose a lot of people. And I do believe that is That is the case because there's a couple of series that I could not get past book 1, and I have not been back.
Yeah.
This is not one of those series, though. This is not one of those series.
I would say one of my favorite starting lit RPGs, just to throw one out there, would probably be
Don't say it.
what?
Don't say it.
What do you think I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Do you?
I feel like I do.
Okay, why don't you tell me what you think?
I'm guessing it's either He Who Fights with Monsters or The World Seed.
No.
Damn,
it wasn't.
Wow.
I'm betting
I was gonna say Dungeon
DCC.
Crawler Carl, because
Yes! I said that right before you.
Oh, I knew that one was probably gonna be on the list because that's got the best RPG, but
yeah, for
no,
sure.
Joel always yells at me because I did not care for World Seed, and it's got a sci-fi
not that
setting.
He doesn't care for it. It's just he just doesn't try to.
I tried. I
get
fucking
into
tried.
I don't know. I just love mechanics, so anything that has amazing mechanics, I am all for. And Rich is more the
Character development and emotional trauma.
And-
If a book can make me cry,
Yes.
then I am ready for it.
and I'm
I
I
agree with
just
that
want my
100%.
character to be a god. Why?
Okay, and yes, there are some of the books that you've recommended that I have
Well,
actually
you
really
you
liked.
go from rags to riches to kill God. That's
Oh no, he wants it. He wants him to be pretty much God right off the bat.
I want the pot.
Dave Bresklog in the Amaryllia series is
just-
pretty much almost God mode where I'm at.
Yeah, he yeah. He
'Cause,
gets
I mean,
God mode. There's that
You've
potential.
recommended what was it? Rise to Omniscience by Aaron Oster, where you're like, oh yeah, they go God mode.
Yeah.
I'm still halfway through the series and I haven't been back, Joel. Too many books.
Now, I will say I do love writing characters. Writing overpowered characters is so much fun.
Overpowered characters
It's an
are
absolute
cool.
blast.
I like having overpowered characters, but I want them to be damaged. I want there to be some emotional damage there, so that way I want to be able to relate. Because if they're just overpowered to be overpowered, I'm gonna be like, eh.
Yeah.
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 It's hard to relate to somebody who has power to begin with.
Exactly.
And I find that if there's emotional trauma and things that the obstacles they have to overcome in order to become godlike, I'm more invested in the character and what happens to them.
No, I completely agree with you. Because now I will say if a book starts where they are already overpowered, but it works as a flashback. The best one I can think of is Berserker by Demetrius. I can't pronounce his last name, but the Apocosmos series. It's really good because
Awesome series.
It's a series.
The ones with the corgi on the front.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Louis, my boy. I want to get a corgi just because of that. And I have a cat, so I know.
His other series, the boy who killed God, is also really.
I've not started that yet. I'm currently working my way through the Apocosmos series because I bought all the paperbacks, and I'm in the middle of King, which is my favorite of the covers because dwarves. I love me some dwarves.
Yeah. So wish fulfillment. Whenever I got into lit RPG, it was around the same time that not a lot of video games were coming out that I really cared about. And
That is
so what I found in lit RPG was just this limitless potential video game story that I could actually get into that wasn't really something I can get from video games. So, yeah.
I didn't.
When I play video games, I almost always do whatever I can to become overpowered as quickly as possible.
That's me with Diablo right now. I'm playing through Diablo 2 for I don't even know the number of time, and I have my paladin build going, and I'm just like, yay, smack everything.
It was me with Elden Ring.
I've yet to beat Elden Ring.
I definitely spent spent probably like 30 hours just grinding to level up.
I'm a
Yeah,
bad
it helps.
Miyazaki fan.
Yeah.
I have a thing against goats, so I spent the entire time just killing goats.
You have a thing against
Next time I-
goats?
Just
Some of those
handed the
goats
controller
get
to her, and she
scary.
killed goats.
Well, okay, so when I was younger, I got attacked by a billy goat, and
If you have a
So,
thing
like-
against goats, here's a book you
afraid.
should read. This is a series you
one.
should read. Because if you hate goats, his club is a goat leg.
Yeah.
No, it's an eardrum.
No, it's a
That's
goat
like a
leg.
giant.
That's a goat leg cookie.
No, it's a hammer
It's an
bone.
eardrum.
in your-
Yeah, but that's like a hybrid, you know?
yeah,
It's more humanoid.
it has to be an actual goat.
Nah, they're
Like,
still goats.
okay, like,
If it walks on two legs, I should kill it. Otherwise, it's a monster.
yeah, it has to be an actual goat. And just because I was in my own yard minding my own business, and this billy goat came out of nowhere and attacked me. Okay, so
That
No
really
goats.
just
I mean-
sounds kind of like an ass.
To
Oh,
be
the
honest,
drama.
goats have the most just like scary eyes to me.
Sheep with
The book fell.
hellish eyes and horns. I mean,
well,
Yeah.
sheep have those too,
yeah,
but
not the
like
goats.
male sheep have those. But anyways, like, sorry.
So we'll dive back in because we tend to get off topic just a smidge, but that's okay because this show is all about shenanigans and just sharing the love of lit RPG and things.
Except goats.
Except goats, yeah. Fuck goats. We don't like goats.
You heard it here. Goats.
When it comes to like Stardivers, like the fan base, who would you say it's best for fan base wise? I'm still going to be listening. I have to get me some water really quickly. Joel's still here though, so he'll be able to answer questions and whatnot. I'm about to die, so I can still hear your responses.
Cool. I would say that it's for pretty much the modern gamer turn reader.
Yeah.
It's meant more for like the younger crowd, the person that didn't necessarily grow up with D&D or Dragonlance or any of the big fantasy novels, and were more into like young adult
Mhm.
growing up. It's for like the Star Wars fan that wish there was more out there. It's kind of like a nice break from the fantasy lit RPG, but still has a lot of the same soul and purpose that the fantasy lit RPG and cultivation novels have.
Okay, I like that answer. Now we'll dive over to more of the mature style and talk a little bit about Vampire Sorcerer. Now Joel hasn't read Vampire Sorcerer yet,
I have not.
but I have. Whew. It's getting a little steamy.
Yeah, just a bit.
But because why don't you give us a little bit of info about Vampire Sorcerer and what that game is of Hades Online?
So, I was actually putting together an anthology to raise money for Wires back in 2020. And one of the authors in the anthology, Alexesios, he's a Greek author. He had written a few short stories and novella in that world called Hades Online. And he approached me with this idea of having an overpowered vampire mage, basically,
Mm-hmm.
that would go on all kinds of crazy adventures from fighting ghouls and goblins, escalating to having a very large harem with all kinds of monster girls,
Yep.
and a very, very climactic battle in the last book against Dracula and his hordes.
Now, I haven't read any of the novellas that are on Audible for Hades Online that Alex released, I think, separately from everything. But they're narrated by Christian Gilliand, and that's what was like, ooh, those look good. I definitely have to pick them up because I've read the first 2 of Hades Online. Let me pull up my Audible really quickly. I know I have the first one for sure. I think I have the second one. We'll just type in Steven.
I will be right back.
I have the
Yeah,
first
the first book, and then the second book was called The Tournament.
Yep, I have that. And they
Thank
are
you.
good.
Haha.
They are
Yay,
really
I don't have to get it.
they are really good. So I didn't get to experience the artwork though that you kind of flashed off there for a second because I did the audio book versions, but now I'm like, ooh, now I have to do the.
We had them in Kindle Unlimited for about a year, and then we took them down of Kindle Unlimited and put them up there now. I don't think any of the artwork is up there, but the books are on Royal Road, Scribd, web novel, all to read for free.
Okay, that's a good one to definitely check out if you want some more spiciness in your life. I guess there's nothing wrong with like a spicy book. They're fun times. I like my spicy books. I'll be honest. There's nothing wrong with it.
One of the important aspects, like they're spicy books, but they're each about 120, 140,000 words, and the spicy maybe like 5-10% of that, and that is all story, action, and characters.
And I think there's a huge difference between the spicy books that take place in like actual lit RPG versus some of the more other harem-y books. To throw a name out there just because like his books are pretty much just a lot of erotic scenes. Like it feels like every other chapter in some of his books. Where in Vampire Sorcerer, there's more development with the characters and different setting changes and everything. Like, yeah, there's the spiciness. I'd say maybe 3 or 4 scenes, I want to say, in the first book. But overall, I think
there's four scenes in the first book, along with some lighter stuff. And then there's like 7 in the next book, and then at least 10 in the last one.
Yeah,
because it just it escalates.
Yeah,
escalates, and
I mean, once you get a bigger harem, it's to be had, and I think that's where it kind of comes into place. Like with more of his Logan Jacobs books, he does build a bigger harem, so the spiciness kind of evolves. It's just a little more fun.
One of the coolest things I think we did in those books is the castle cores.
Yes.
So you had Athanasios going on these wild adventures across the land to not only do good and be a vampire and do evil vampire stuff and do good mage stuff, find girls for his harem, but he was also collecting these cores to build his castle. And so it had this dungeon building aspect, this dungeon core aspect to it. And at the time we wrote it, because we wrote it in 2019, 2020, it like something like that hadn't really been done before. I think we've seen a lot more house building stuff now, but
I've actually not seen
the base building.
I've seen more like settlement building. I think when it comes to Vampire Sorcerer, it's a lot more different because the castle is kind of more like a dungeon than it is just a settlement. So that's where it really, really sticks out. So that's, yeah, we love to see it because it's
And obviously,
another
like,
way of looking for a more unique take on the dungeon core process. Because I know there's a series called Castle Core. I've yet to read it. It's on my to-be read list. It's coming up, so I don't know if it's any similar to the way your mechanics is, which is where I think Joel would actually probably like this.
I mean, honestly, it sounds really good.
It's really good. I told
It's,
you. It's just spicy. You don't do the spiciness that much.
I mean,
You dabble in it.
I dabble. Everyone loves a good harem book every now and then.
yeah, like as an SES, by the time you reach the third book, like he's overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his castle, and then he comes, and it's not really a spoiler, but he does come face to face with Dracula.
Get some Castlevania
And
action on.
Exactly. Honestly, the series was hugely inspired by like Castlevania, Tokyo Ghoul, Vampire Hunter D. We watched a lot of anime. Man,
And we're going to talk about that in a
I watch a
second.
lot.
Because
That's like right.
Yeah,
up
I
my
think
alley.
I helped with the harem anime right there.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of harem.
She was
he actually got me into
of
my
our
first
discussion.
harem.
Which one?
High school?
Oh,
Awkward silence. Ready?
No, he was like, what? No, so backstory on that is I used to not like do the whole harem scene. I was just like, it's not my thing. But he had me watch High School DxD. And I kind of fell in love with the series because the rating games were so fucking cool. And I was like, okay, the characters are pretty cool. It's like, oh yeah, hey, boobage every once in a while. But the characters are really cool. And then he was like, oh no, you actually have to watch it. And then I powered through the entire series up to date at that point, which I think season 3 was out. Was season 3 out at that point, or did we watch that season 3 together?
I think it was out.
Yeah, it was already out. But I powered through the series up to date, I think, in like 2 days. Because I was just like, yeah, this is actually really solid storytelling. I really like this. And that kind of devolved me into the harem books and looking into them a little bit more. And
I corrupted him.
you corrupted me, but then I just went a little haywire. But my main selling point was I'm a huge Castlevania fan. So when I was like, ooh, vampires, yes, please. And the artwork actually I love it. The artwork actually reminded me of a Castlevania, like, box art. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely up my alley. And that was actually the first book I got of yours in my Audible.
Awesome.
Wow.
So going from that to
Vampire Sorcerer was actually a huge success. I think it's got over 400 ratings on Audible.
I can look right now because I just had.
And that's without even having books available, like on Kindle Unlimited or anything.
287.
Like just audio only.
It's sitting at a 4-star, 4.1 stars with 287 reviews. 4.4 out of 5 for performance and 4.1 out of 5 for story. But I also put in there that there's probably some troll reviews because that's always inevitable to get out there, which we've always said if giving a good review for something you enjoy.
When we first released that, we were number like 1,200 in the Amazon store, and I remember we had like a dozen trolls just attack us like right out of the gate.
It's everyone's a victim.
Mysteriously, like a lot of those reviews are actually gone now.
Yeah.
Luckily.
I think Amazon's actually cracking down on the reviewing process, and I think you actually have to be a verified purchase for it to actually take effect, especially when it comes to like Audible. So if someone
Yeah.
buys something and then returns it, I think their review is not valid anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can review pre-order stuff on Audible, which is really weird. I noticed that today because Eric Euglin's Good Guys series is up for pre-order for book 13, and it's already got like 12 5-star reviews, and it's in pre-order. I don't know. I'm so confused as to what's going on with the rating system at the moment when it comes to Audible stuff.
A good one for you to check out. It's on sale now. It's God of the Feast
Yes,
by Kevin Sinclair.
I have one credit available, and I was debating between that or it was another release from Soundbooth Theater because I'm a sucker for Soundbooth Theater. Virtuous Sons comes out. They come out the same day, and I'm like, I have a credit. I need to figure out which one I want. And I love the cast.
I got to listen to a little God of the Feast. Kevin let me a little bit, and the narrator Simon Wright is just it's like having John Constantine read you a book.
Is Simon Wright the same one who does he narrate Kevin's other series, the Cultivation Evolution? Is that what it's called? Cultivation Evolution? I know it's Evolution.
Condition Evolution.
Yeah, Condition.
No.
Okay.
I think that's I think Christian does that one too.
Is it Christian Gilliand?
I think so.
Now you're selling me because the Virtuous Sons. It's a Greco-Roman cultivation epic, and it has Justin Thomas James, Emma Kate Johnson, Jeff Hayes, and Zach Johnson, which I love. Zach Johnson. He's a dear friend of mine.
That's a nice cast.
So I'm like, I have to support. It's like I want to support them, but I also really want to look at God of the Beast. So it's decision making time.
Well, if you buy one this month, you can always get the other next month.
That's true, but these are been the books that we've been listening to when we go to the gym too, because
yeah,
we've been going to the gym like every day for the past 2 weeks, and I hate it.
Go for the longer one so you can work out more.
Well, I started listening
Make it an
to
endurance test.
My current read right now is Bleeding Edge for Matt Babler's series.
Edge Force is amazing.
It's really good, and it's narrated by Heath Miller, so that was my selling point to him on it, because I know he really likes Heath Miller because of He Who Fights with Monsters. I'm enjoying it. It's really
great.
It's really good. I was listening to it yesterday while I was at the gym, and it's so good. It's really good. No, it is not Morbin time, Zeckler. It is not Morbin time. As much as I like the Morbius movie, it is not Morbin time right now. That comes later. Vampires. Yeah. So.
Whoever posts the best Morbius meme.
Whoever sends the best Morbius meme will win the copy of the Vampire Sorcerer.
Vampire Sorcerer.
That is the condition. The best Morbius
Morbin
meme.
time.
Best Morbius meme gets the Vampire Sorcerer, and I won't be the one to pick. Steven will be the. I'll pick the finalist, and Steven will pick the best one out of those. It'll be a collaboration effect. We love to see it. Crap. So, Steven, I'll let you pick the topic. What would you like to talk about now?
I'd actually like to open this, if that's cool.
Yeah, what is that?
So, my recent collab with Jeffrey Falcon, Station Company, Core, Detain, Next Trap. I just got the paperback today.
Oh, that's the Station Core. Yes, this one's really good. I read this on Kindle, and it is.
So, I haven't seen this yet.
Oh. We have a first. Got to get that rip going.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a thick boy.
Ooh.
That is a very big one.
That is pretty. I need that for my collection. I need it for my collection.
Wow.
That is beautiful. Holy crap baskets. How many pages overall?
The book was a lot.
Give me that page count number. I gotta see. I gotta.
547.
That is a big boy. We love to see it. Now that is one. If it ever does get an audio release, that is gonna be a day one pickup for me because that was actually I pre-ordered that on Kindle.
Which and I'm pretty sure I can talk about this. We do have a deal with Podium, so you will be hearing audio from that. It will be updated soon.
Yay! Do you have a narrator already picked out? You don't have to disclose the narrator.
I can't say anything more.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But it's really good. And here's the thing: Zeckler is actually the one that told me about this book because he was like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out. You're gonna look forward to this because I know what you like." I'm like, Zeckler, what do you mean? He goes, "It's from Steven and it's Space Monster Hunter stuff." I was like, "Okay, I'm sold." That's all I needed to know. And I bought it.
It is a combination of like everything that I love about Dungeon Core, or sci-fi, hunting monsters and aliens, all with everything that Jeffrey brings to the table, being one of the founders of basically the Dungeon Core genre, and having all that experience.
It's really good. Also, Zeckler said, "I know your body, man." We don't talk about that on stream. This isn't the Stats on Stats After Dark. No, not yet. Anyways, go on.
Ooh, there's a Stats on Stats After Dark.
There is a joke that we were gonna do, and Jonathan Schmidt.
Why do you think this one is later than usual?
Oh no! Hold on. It's not going to be officially on Twitch because we can't get away with it. But there was the joke because Jonathan Schmidt, our beautiful Dungeon Core Online author and also the Bone Dungeon series, posted there should be a D&D campaign where it's just people in risque outfits and stuff. And I said, "Oh, I'll be the DM of that, and it'll be Stats on Stats After Dark." In that we would upload it to a another site that we can't talk about on Twitch because we'll get taken.
I'm ready.
So,
Are we making
Yeah.
OnlyFans, Rich?
we can't say the damn title, Joel.
I'm sure you can.
No, we can't. It's actually it is TOS as.
That's weird.
So now we're gonna get TOS. Thanks, Joel.
Okay.
So that was the running joke, and now I feel like we actually have to do this, even though no one wants to see that. Status Academy is getting a whole new takeover, Joel.
You've been going to the gym.
Oh yeah, that's why we've been going to the gym. It wasn't because of my therapist; it was because we wanted to do this. But no, that is awesome that that's in paperback now because I've actually been waiting for the paperback of it, and now that we have some news on an audio, woohoo!
We drink.
Oh, I needed some water because my throat's getting a little dry there. So, but that is
Yeah, we're
really
hoping
cool.
the audio will be out sometime early next year.
As
We're
soon as
also
there's a
planning
pre-order,
at
I'm
least.
doing it.
We're also planning at least 2, maybe 3 more books in the series,
Yay!
and it's a lot to be excited about. Station Company Core.
I like
Like the story again goes from 0 to 100 really quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's a crash on a planet. Then the station comes down, saves them, and starts putting them to work. And it just keeps going and going.
That is awesome. That is really, really cool. I'm excited for that. Because the book is really good. That was one because I wasn't working as like extraneous hours, so I was actually able to sit down and read with my Kindle or the paperbacks now. So I'm like, ooh, I can actually read this one, and I think I powered through it in maybe 3 days, possibly. I was reading it before I went to bed every night, and then I realized I was staying up
That's
later than
pretty wild.
I was staying up a lot later than I was
It's
thinking.
144,000 words, so that's
It's a
pretty
chunk of
impressive.
ink.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So when I read out loud, my brain decides to play tricks on me and mixes words around, so I stutter a little bit. And I'm always self conscious about it. I'm working on it, but in my head, I can read it fluently, even though my dyslexic ass is like, yeah, no, those words don't go there. I'm like, no, they do. Shut up. She gets it.
Yes, exactly.
She
Been
gets it.
dealing with it all my life.
And it's weird. I can read Shakespeare out loud fluently.
Mhm.
I cannot do
Yeah.
normal English fluently. I have to do, like, if I was trying to do my demos and stuff for when Zach was mentoring me a little bit on the audiobook stuff, I would have to do multiple takes because I would stutter like
Yeah.
I did trying to read the description of Stardivers.
Yeah, I did a reading for one of his books one time, and I normally just sitting. I can sit there and I'm like, okay, I've read this a million times. I can just read through it. And I was just the entire time. I was like, oh my god, this sounds so bad. It's just because I'm stuttering because I can't words, mouth, neck. Come on.
That's me. That's me. So, since we kind of talked a little bit about anime, what animes do you like? Because we kind of got on the little topic there of what animes are you watching right now? How about that?
Let's see. I started him recently on Naruto.
Ooh.
I watched that when it first came.
I'm one of the probably few people in the world that never saw that. I didn't even actually know that it was a real anime.
How far into it are you?
Just a little bit through the first season.
Yeah.
Are they at the tuning exams?
Yeah.
Has the best
They were
fight
like-
in like the entire series happened yet?
No.
No, not yet.
You know which one I'm talking about, though, right?
I think I do, but I'm like, my brain is foggy. 10 years if I watched it, so
Here, hold on.
I'm re-experiencing it with him.
I won't say who it is. I will say it involves ninjutsu only for one of the characters versus sand.
Well, no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
I know exactly.
That is my
We
favorite
haven't
fight.
gotten there. Yeah.
That is my absolute favorite fight.
Yeah, I love that fight. It was just, and I'm trying to get him to experience it because it was one of those. I come home from school and I immediately turn on the TV and watch that.
No, I get that.
It's like my brothers would have me watch Dragon Ball Z and all that when I was younger. Then
How do you pronounce this one? This one.
Ooh, Jujutsu Kaisen. I also really like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Amazing.
Yeah, that one's for watching.
Flawless, yeah.
That.
If you're looking forward,
Seen the movie?
Zero. I have not seen Zero yet. But if you are, do you do
Zero
subs or dubs?
Is so good.
Yes, you have to watch.
Do you do zero or do you do sub or dubs?
He does. I can't be that fast.
It's like
That's
It's like, yeah.
see, I mainly do dubs, but there's one anime that is out. The dub comes out this week that I'm going to recommend for you, and that is Chainsaw Man.
I think we already know. Yeah. Yeah.
I love Chainsaw Man. I've read the entire manga because my old coworker Dale had me read that, and I read through the entire 100 chapters, I think, within 3 weeks. Sackler, shut
Nice.
up. Reading is for nerds, and that's what we are.
We are nerds.
But
Yeah.
I said I was going to watch the sub for it because I figured the sub was going to come out before the dubs, just because I want to experience the full animation of it. And I'm actually doing okay with the subs. But I think it's because I know the story. And that's what I did with The World Ends With You as well, because that's one of my favorite video games. Hell, I have a World Ends With You tattoo.
Nice.
And
Yeah, I think that, for okay, what is it? The ones with the panda health.
Else.
Something. I can't think of the name. That one's mine, and I watched that one in complete subs the entire, and it was just because the animation for it, helps.
Else.
Because the animation was so captivating, I didn't have to know what exactly they were saying in order to understand the story. That's how powerful it was. So, there are some that I just watch in subs, but I mostly do the dubs because I'm just I don't worry.
No, I'm mainly a dub guy, and I tried to get Joel to watch Chainsaw Man. He said, I'm just going to wait till the dub comes out. Well, the dub comes out this week, and I can't wait because Ryan Colt Levy is voicing Denji, the main character, and he kills it in almost everything he's in. So, shout out to Ryan, because I love Ryan to death. He's just, I've interacted with him multiple times on Twitter, and he's just a genuinely nice guy. So the fact that he's voicing Denji makes me very happy, just because I know how much love he's going to bring to that role. And plus, Chainsaw Man is going to emotionally destroy me, and I'm ready for it.
It's amazing. Another one that she got me into, and was a huge surprise to me, was Fruits Basket.
Yeah, Fruits
I
Basket.
have a love-hate relationship with that one.
And I just wasn't expecting the whole behind the scenes voice actors and the way they redid it. And,
the remake is really good.
Because originally
I did watch it.
One season, and then they went back recently and an entire 2-3 seasons for it to match up with the mangas. And this version is so much more depth and everything. I was just blown away. The first one I was really depressed that it ended.
So, I have a love-hate relationship with that one and Orin High School Host Club, just because my ex-fiance had me watch both of those back to back to back. And I mean, literally, we watched one, then watched the other. Watch one, then watch the other. So I'm like, yeah, I hate this so much, but they were really good, so I can't really say anything bad about them because they're good animes. Oh, it turns your actual...
Know that feeling. And then there's Overlord, Tokyo Ghoul, which the first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul are near perfection.
I'm going to give you a hot take.
If you haven't seen that.
I'm going to give you a hot take.
All right.
I didn't care for Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul Season 1, especially the finale, was fantastic.
And it's not that it's a bad
anime.
It's not that it's a bad anime. It's just it wasn't for me, and that's okay. And yes, you can boo me all you want. I am the king of hot takes. I still live on the hill that The Dark Knight is not a good movie, and that's fine.
Thank you. I do not like The Dark Knight either.
I don't like any of the Nolan Batman films, to be honest, but that's okay. I just have a love-hate relationship with Christopher Nolan, and I get booed a lot. Zeckler's booing me in the chat. It's okay. He's about to get a timeout, so...
I agree with that hot take.
I get a lot of bad...
I feel like... Yeah. So, Black Adam.
I liked it. I really liked it. I had a fun time watching it. I treated myself the other day because I had a very bad week, and I said, you know what? I went to the gym. I pushed myself. I want to enjoy a good 2-hour movie where I can just turn my brain off. And I had a blast.
And it was.
And my boy Pierce Brosnan killed it as Dr. Fate, and that's the main reason I wanted to see it.
I've got to bring this up, though, because this is a lit RPG podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and this is some spoilers, okay? That part where he came out of the tomb and was fighting the army is exactly how I picture so many overpowered mages and characters when I'm reading lit RPG books.
I can agree with that. Also, not much of a spoiler because that scene is in the trailer, so you're good there. It's marketing material, not a spoiler. I've had so many conversations where I've had to describe what the difference between a spoiler and marketing material is, and
I'm not okay.
you're good. You're not a spoiler, so we're good. Now, if we talked about something that happened towards the end, that's a different story.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
I do also want to add that the Justice Society are almost exactly what you would think of as like a D&D party,
Yeah,
and you have literally a party versus a solo player in the film.
it's a good film. I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna get some flack for that. It was not the perfect film, but for DC, which is not a very high bar, it was a damn good time. I had a blast. I would see it again.
Yeah.
I will say, there's a part in the movie where the thing happens, and I was like, oh, cool, this is a good ending, and then it continued. I was like, oh, there's more.
There was a part, like, third act where I thought the movie was over.
Yep. And that's my buddy's
And,
reaction as well.
yeah.
He was like, I thought the movie was over there, and then they were still going, and it was like, oh.
I think that was definitely intentional.
It was.
I 100% think that was intentional.
It definitely was. It was a good film, though. So,
Yeah.
I will say that I do like the comparison of him being just the overpowered badass mage, because some of the scenes actually is how I kind of pictured Richter in The Land going up against some of the goblins. Like, I'm just going to throw that out there because that's one of the most overpowered mages in the lit RPG universe that I can think of off the top of my head. Which The Land is
100%, yeah.
Qualifiers.
Huh?
That's a lot of qualifiers.
It's a lot of qualifiers, yeah. I will say, though, right now I'm reading a series called Eternal Dominion Online, which the first 2 books are out on Audible, and the author's actually coming up later next month. He's our first show of the month for next month. That series is good. The books are really short, but he releases them monthly. They're only like 200...
Dominion.
250 pages. I'm reading book 3 right now because it's not out on Audible yet, but it's coming like in 2 weeks because it's the first Wednesday of every month that he's releasing them, and it's done by Zach Johnson and Andy Ellicott. Perfect cast right there.
I love the whole premise of like going back in time to a video game that has been out for like years and is still really popular, that you like know everything about it. Like, I just love that premise, and you're just your knowledge. That's your like superpower.
I think the time loops and time travel in lit RPG, it's almost like its own subgenre now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
The second chance trope is what I call it.
Yeah, there's
second chance. Blessed Time by Kale.
Such a good series. Such a good series.
Yeah.
And we had Kale on a couple months ago, actually. He was right before our hiatus. It was Kale and then Dennis Vanderkerken. And Kale, one of the nicest people ever. Super wonderful person.
Coco.
We love Coco here.
Yeah, no,
I'm waiting for their name to pop up in the chat because
it's all right.
good old...
That was like an oak.
but Blessed Time's really good. Joel, you were telling me, what was it?
There's
Reborn Apocalypse?
Reborn Apocalypse.
I've not read that one yet.
It's so good. And then Lotus Lake is another one. By
Lotus Lake was
really
good.
good.
You have that over there, don't you?
Yeah.
Just don't kill Tink with it.
Lotus Lake.
J Boyce.
It's another second chance lit RPG book.
That one's more of a slice of life one, though.
Yeah, but it's good.
Eternal Dominion is very tactic based, and it does deal with the harem trope as well, but it's more fade to black harem, and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. So that's definitely on my recommended list for right now. So, but animes we were on. Let's talk video games before we start wrapping up, because you can't have lit RPG without some RPG games. And
No, you
three of
can't.
us are rocking
Nope.
game shirts. I said three because they're rocking Street Fighter stuff, and I'm rocking Injustice. Like, it's cool. It's my Injustice 2 jersey I got from GameStop. Did you hold up the God of War comic? Jackass.
Like...
You held up my comic.
Yeah.
Justice is a good game.
I love Injustice. I actually won this on release day because they had a tournament, but only 5 people showed up, so everyone got it. But I playing a lot of Mortal Kombat to get ready for Injustice.
I think your audio cut out for a minute.
Oh no, did it? What about now? Are we good?
Yeah,
We're
we're
good
good.
now.
I'm not wearing a shirt, but I have a Pac-Man tat, so that makes 4 of us. Thank you, Zeckler. Damn. Getting me all flustered here. Whew. It is stats
And
on
of course,
stats
I
after
think
dark.
we have to talk one of our favorite games, Monster Hunter.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
We got the Monster Hunter squad. I've actually gotten to play with you once, kinda. Because we had connection issues,
Yeah.
I think, is what ended up happening. But I play with Zeckler a lot, and I want to get like a giant group of us together to just.
We
wish I
need
could
to get
form
a
one.
stream going with you, Zeklor, Jonathan, me,
Well,
since we can only have four
we'd
people
have to have
on
Joel in too, because Joel plays Monster Hunter. So that's where it's like, oh no, I can't do a giant stream, so we'll have to
I mean,
alternate.
you can. I just switch out every time, maybe.
alternate
Yeah.
controllers.
But no, we could definitely do that. I need to get an Elgato so we can actually get it captured, because I don't have one anymore like I used to. Whole situation there. But I'm always down, because I know HP Hollow also said she wanted
Coming
to.
soon to Stats on Stats.
Oh no, that is a coming soon. I think that might actually be. We're looking at possibly doing a Patreon at some point. So
Awesome.
we'll give you the Mad Catch, Joel. Pretty sure that's a Monster Punk Horizon reference right there. Damn it. No,
That's another very excellent series.
That's our next week's show. I realized earlier when I said that was a couple weeks out. No, it's literally next week. It's a week from tomorrow, on the 31st.
I will be in the audience on that one.
Yeah, because we're going to be discussing the world's worst secret on the internet. That is HP Hollow is Eddie Sky. And we're going to be talking not only Monster Punk Horizon, but also we'll be talking Titan Mage as well, because mechs. Who doesn't love a good mech series, but also spicy mechs? So it's pretty good. Don't listen to it at the gym. Zeckler, goddammit.
I should mention Lobster, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it was a big
It
part
was
of it.
big. In the first Vampire Sorcerer, the Lobster mech
I remember the
battle towards the end.
Yep, I remember that one. I remember that one. I'm still laughing at Zeckler's response, because he's the one that actually told me that Eddie was HP Hollow, and I was like, oh, that checks out. That makes sense. Damn it. Now I'm just having PTSD.
Yeah.
So, what weapons do you main in Monster Hunter?
I was originally started. My name was Double A.
Okay.
But in Rise, I switched to Longsword, like everybody else that's based out there. And I can't help it. It's so much fun.
And
The Longsword is so much fun in that game.
the longsword is good. I need to work with it a little bit more. But Madam Moon, what about you? What weapon do you main?
Using the insect glaive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was using the insect blade
You being the bouncy kind.
a lot. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong
she
with
never
the.
touches the ground.
That's
I
That's my main weapon.
That was Joel's. I used it for a little bit. I like it better in World than I do Rise.
Oh, for sure. Well, the reason why
Yes.
it's not as good in Rise is because everyone basically flies around in Rise. So,
That's
Right.
Which one is it? Oh, that's Gokon. Okay.
but no, Insect Blade is definitely one of my favorite weapons.
I'm a Charge Blade main. That has always been my main, but I've been switching it up between Sword and Shield.
Switch Axe is also really, that's probably my second favorite.
Never use the Switch Axe. I could never get the combos down for some reason. It just never clicked with me. But I'm a sucker for Sword and Shield, so that's why I started with the Charge Blade, because I was like, oh yeah, I got a big shield, I got a good sword, but I put them together and then I get a really big sword.
It's so cool when the camera draws back and you hit that serious
Perfect spin.
like each combo.
So good.
Deal like 900, 1200 damage.
And it's good because it also like lets me either break pieces that I would need like a blunt weapon for. And if I don't have anyone using a hammer, I'm like, okay, I can also tank this defense, but also I can beat the shit out of this monster. Let's go. That's what I'm here for. But Sword and Shield and then bow.
100%.
I like my bow. The bow's fun, just because.
Yeah.
I haven't played with the bow much, and I think that is going to change.
The bow, the only reason I started playing the bow was because I played another Capcom title that kind of has some Monster Hunter aspects to it. And I'm going to give a shout out to it because it's one of the most underrated games of all time, and that is Dragon's Dogma. Because
Yes. Yes.
it's got some really good bow mechanics in it. And I like it.
It does.
Especially when I get to shoot the damn griffin out of the sky. Hell yeah, let's go.
Oh,
And the fact that we're
yeah.
getting a sequel after almost 10 years.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
I love Dragon's Dogma. I have it on Steam.
I have
it on
hundreds of hours
Switch.
into that.
I have it on Xbox, and I have it on PC. So I have it on the 4. Let's go. And then I don't even need to ask what Zekler mains because I know it's the hunting horn. That's his main thing.
He's your hype man. Of course
Another
he's got
game that's by Capcom that I want to give a shout out to is Lost Planet.
Lost Planet's fucking amazing.
Because Lost Planet and Lost Planet 2 were amazing.
Oh no, they're fantastic.
And honestly, hugely, like, those were huge influences to me. On it.
I could see that for not only Stardivers but also Station Core. I could see some Lost Planet action in there, which bring back the series Lost Planet. Like there's a lot of series Capcom needs to really just bring back, and I'm on the hype train that I need it. I need a remake treatment for it because it's one of my favorite PS1 games, and that is Dino Crisis. Give me Dino Crisis with the Resident Evil engine, please. I will cry. I will buy that day. I will pre-order the whole damn collector's edition. I don't care if it's $300 just for some Dino Crisis because that game is. Give me a chef's kiss. And I think honestly, if they did it with the Resident Evil engine and give it the treatment that Resident Evil 2, 3, and now 4 has, it would be terrifying, and it would bring in Jurassic Park fans. I know for a fact it would bring in Jurassic Park fans.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Jurassic Park fans, horror fans. I mean, they're already remaking Silent Hill 2.
Exactly. And
Not
it looks so good.
I mean,
I can't wait. And no loading screens for that game. Thank God for technology right now. If they had a VR mode for that, oh boy, I will cry.
now Silent Hill F looks
That's the one in the 1960s Japan, right?
the 1960s in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks really good. That whole presentation we got this week. It's a good week to be a gamer. Let me just put it that way. It's a good week to be a gamer.
It is.
We got a lot of good announcements this week. And we're just a few weeks out from God of War Ragnarok too, so like gamers are eating good for the rest of the year.
And Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we have a major release every week for the rest of the year because we have
Yeah.
Bayonetta releasing this weekend. which I know there's the controversy behind it. Bayonetta is one of my favorite series, though, so it's one I will definitely check out. I don't know if I'm going to get it like this,
Right?
but I already have God of War pre-ordered, so I think next week we don't have anything coming out. But there's a bold move the week God of War comes out because the day before God of War Ragnarok releases, we're getting Sonic Frontiers. That is a bold move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a bold move
That
by
is very bold
Sega.
move.
But then we also have Call of
I've
Duty
got
coming
so
out
many
next week.
questions about that. Is it so the parents can play God of War while the kids play Sonic?
It's
or,
gotta be. It's gotta be.
Like what?
But here's the thing: I played God of War back in 2005 when it came out, so because I rented it from Family Video because my mom was like, "Oh yeah, it doesn't look that bad. You've already played Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. There's nothing you can't handle." And then I played it and I was like, "Oh,
Oof.
titties. Okay,
Yeah.
on mythical creatures. All right. Thank you, God of War."
Right?
But no, I'm a sucker for Norse mythology, so God of War is like my most hyped game at the moment. But also at the end of the year, we're getting a remaster of one of my favorite PSP games. Can't wait.
Speaking of Norse mythology, I have a lit RPG Apocalypse coming out next year called Dungeon Valkyrie.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
And I can't say too much more on it. But I'm working on getting all the first 3 books done before releasing it.
Just gonna.
So hopefully it will be one right after the other.
If you need a beta reader, let me know. Because I will. I like Norse mythology a lot.
But it's gonna be so much fun. It's
Now, I will say.
take all the.
I will say, when it comes to Norse mythology, as long as Sol, goddess of the sun, gets the respect she deserves, you won't hear any flack from me. I'm just saying, do her dirty. Just don't do her dirty. She was my main in Smite for a long time too, so I have to mention Sol every time I bring up Norse mythology.
I love all the combinations. Like one of the best aspects of lit RPG and cultivation to me is being able to play and mess around with the gods and goddesses, and it's the powers that they are bestowed by a ranking system, basically.
Yeah. It's always cool when gods get introduced into a lit RPG, especially when they're bringing in like actual gods from mythology. So that's one of the reasons I like the Apocosmos series so much, is because Zeus, Odin, Aphrodite, all of them are a main part of that story, and it's good. It's really good. But when
I've spent probably 2.5 years just doing research for this book.
I love it. I really like that.
So many texts on Norse mythology.
Now, well, we know what one of my most anticipated releases for next year is already going to be. Shit. So that's going to definitely be a fun time because, whoo boy, I need it. I need it now. Damn it! Now I'm really hyped about it. But went back to gaming. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII, the prequel to Final Fantasy VII, is getting a remaster/remake that's coming to all consoles. It was a PSP exclusive, and I've been screaming for a remake for that. Like, I wanted it just ported. I didn't even want it to get a remaster treatment or anything. I was just like, port the damn game to PlayStation. Let me play it. It's coming to Switch. It's coming to PS5. It's coming to Xbox. It's coming to Steam. I need this game. I need it because I'm a Final Fantasy nerd. I'm a Setsu Nomura nerd. Let me put it that way.
I need a remake or a remaster of Chrono Trigger. Right now.
Yeah, I could get behind
That's what
that. I really could. I need a Castlevania Symphony of the Night full remake. Like, please. Like, I have the HD collection on PlayStation, but, like, give it the remaster treatment, please. Bloodstained didn't hit that as much as I wanted it to. But I think we're close to the end of the show. We'll start doing final thoughts. Joel.
Yeah.
What are your final thoughts? Are you looking forward to checking out Vampire Sorcerer.
There's just so many great books coming out soon. I mean, Hugh Fights with Monsters. There's also the next book in Defiance of the Fall coming out soon.
Yeah. Hold on, Steven, what'd you have to say?
Another quick thing is Ariana and the Spirit of the Storm is now permanently free on Amazon Kindle. So if anybody wants to check that out, first book is free.
Sweet, I think I have that
Right.
first book. I heard puppy.
Yeah, that's our 14-year-old.
Aw, sweet baby. Oh, we're getting a little peek. Oh, we kicked Joel's dogs out because there's a Doberman who's a year old and she is very loud.
She's just kind of whiny.
Yeah.
She's my baby.
She's a puppy. She likes to tear stuff up. It's okay.
It's okay.
They do that.
They do that.
Especially when it's a $150 headset.
The more expensive it is, the faster they chew.
That's not the first headset she's destroyed. But it's okay. I still love her. She's adorable. She's a brat, but she's adorable.
She doesn't like my dog at the moment.
I am very upset with his puppy at the moment.
But
I can understand.
So, Steven, Graya, are there any books you're looking forward to that are coming out soon?
God of the Feast, for sure.
Kevin Sinclair.
Our Bleeding Edge book. Edgeworth book. Let's see. Oh, there's a lot. I mean, something new, like every week, every other week.
That's kind of the problem I've been running into with my backlog's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think the last Audible sale, I picked up 22 titles, and I've been working my way through that. I'm currently listening to Jake's Magical Market.
That was really good.
That is a fun book.
Shout out to Travis
The card system is really, really good.
There's not a lot of card system based lit RPGs, and that's one of. I think there's only two that come to mind, and it's Jake's Mystical Market and Goblin Summoner by Tracy Gregory, and that was really good.
World Keeper, there is a world with card magic.
Is there a card magic world in World Keeper? Oh, okay, I might actually have to check that one out because Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is also one of my favorite games. So if you give me a good card based system, I'm gonna have a fun time with it. So
yeah.
What about you, Graya? Are there any books you're looking forward to?
You're finishing up Last of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah, I'm working on Dungeon. Yeah, like I have a lot of big stock books that I'm working through currently. So, also Stardivers, but I get to read it while he's writing it, so I'm good.
And then you also get to read it while you're writing it too. So,
yeah, it's a slow process. So.
Next year, Stardivers Total Protectors.
That's gonna be awesome. That's really cool. I'm actually really excited for that one. That'll be another day one pickup for me. Yes. Can't wait. Because Stardivers Cold Zone is the next one coming out, correct? And that's next month?
Mm-hmm. It is. It comes out actually on the 28th. I moved up the
28th of October?
So it comes out. Yeah, just before Halloween.
Damn, I have to get through all these other books that I have before that comes out. All right. We might have to
and then Mercy of the Wind, the final story in Breck's Journey will be out either middle to end of November.
Okay. So I got some time there.
Depending on how quickly
I might wait until that comes out so that way I can just power through the entire series again.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be really good. That's gonna be really good. I think for me, my most anticipated releases, especially for Audible, are I'm getting 2 new Andrew Rowe books, Arcane Ascension 4, and then also a new series set in the Arcane Ascension universe, and it's a dual narration featuring Travis Baldree. So I'm like, ooh, I need this. And then Gods of the Feast, I think we've sold me, and Gods of the Feast is what I'm picking up with my credit. Cat. I like cats.
Is it?
We love fur babies here. We're animal lovers here.
No, he's got a bow.
He's got a little bow tie.
Yes,
He's very dapper.
he's my dapper little man.
He's a dapper boy. I like it. I really like it. Joel's old girl is kind of down there sleeping right now, so we can't really pick her up because she gets mad. She gets really mad, and then my cat's in my room, kind of dissociating away from society. He doesn't like people.
Our guys are super social.
Yeah. My Felix is a minx, so the actual more like a dog than a cat.
That's fair.
So like he's very affectionate.
Lunar.
We have a bearded dragon, but it's nighttime for her now. Otherwise, she would be right here.
Gotcha. Now Lunar he's just scared of new people. So once he gets warmed up to people and everything, he's very friendly. I'm leaving my door open at night now because he'll come out if no one's home, and that way he can kind of look around and whatnot. And Joel's Doberman, he smacked the shit out of her the other night because she got really close, and he's like, no sir.
Teaching young.
Yeah.
It was bad. I actually had to make sure Ren didn't get cut. Because Lunar still has his claws. I won't declaw him. It's
Oh right. Yeah.
Nah,
I
he's my
never
booger.
do that.
So he gets a little scratchy when we play. So that's the thing.
I understand that completely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's okay. I still love him.
Yeah.
He has a thing where he likes to either bite my ear, or he'll lay down next to me and to where he's facing me, and then paw at my lip to wake me up.
Yeah.
He's a little shit like
Yeah,
that.
I have a nice little scar. Can't really tell, but on my nose from him because I was laying on the couch and he just came up and patted me in the face and spit down my nose.
We love.
We love him. I love him.
My energy is starting to fade. So we are going to go ahead and start wrapping up. And this is the fun part of the night of, hey, where can we find you? So
I'm on Amazon, and I'm on Royal Road under the name Saccade. Saccade.
And we'll have links to that posted on Twitter later tonight. Steven, if you just want to send me the links, I'll make a post about it on the official Stats on Stats, and we can retweet it out and all that fun stuff and have it out so that way people can check out your Royal Road stuff and everything. And also, I'll tag your Twitter as well, so that way people can follow you on Twitter and other social medias. Graya, what about you? Where can we find you if you're on social media stuff?
I'm not currently on anything yet. Like I said, I'm currently working on a paranormal romance.
Mm-hmm.
And also the set of Star Divers. So I'm not quite there yet. So.
All right. Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
You can still follow me for updates.
Yes.
Follow Astral Strikes, because
Yes.
Joel, where can people somewhat find you?
You can somewhat find me on Twitter at Sir Valor Hunter, which we switched places.
Because I went to get water.
It's also my name on PlayStation, on Switch, so if you want to hit me up, we can talk about Lit RPG and get some game time in. I'm totally cool with that. I've been meaning to get back into Twitch to make some videos of me messing around on Blender, making characters and stuff.
Which will be done from the Stats on Stats
Are we switching it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's everything we do is going to be on the Stats on Stats. So Stats on Stats will be pretty much all gaming podcasts and just our. This is where we'll put all of our streams, and then we'll upload them to YouTube later at a later date. Tonight, Joel and I will be, I think, for the most part, streaming Overwatch 2. We're going to get a little Overwatch 2 action, and so we do have lobbies open for teammates to join us if they so please. So if you guys want to play Overwatch with us tonight, you're more than welcome to join us. It is my toxic side.
Yeah.
So, but you can find me on Twitter at RichDolphus. You can find me at the Stats on Stats Lit Twitter as well, because I kind of oversee everything. We're putting together a Facebook page too here soon, so that way we can do updates. We should have a Patreon coming out soon. We're just trying to discuss all the tiers and everything, and now that we're able to actually regularly do content, because we have 3 shows back to back to back to back. Actually, 4 shows right now, because we did Just a Night last week, then we have you, then we have HP Hollow, and then we have Burn, and I think we have a few more set up coming next month as well, because Matt Babler is going to be joining us, because shout out to Matt. I'm just going to let him deal with his stuff that he's got going on right now, because that's just a whole fiasco, and I don't want to interfere with that.
Mhm.
But also, you can find me on PlayStation at Rich Dolphs without the U, because I thought I put the U and they said no, thank you, can't do that, because Rich Dolphus was apparently taken on PlayStation. So I'm Rich Dolph's Lit RPG, because I gotta give a shout out to Lit RPG stuff. But that's pretty much it. Yeah. So remember, if you want to win a copy of Vampire Sorcerer, the paperback, give us your best Morbentime meme. We need some Jared Leto memes going on, because pretty book, pretty characters.
And we will also be giving away
the Myra song original copy, the original cover, before the new artwork. Which new artwork is pretty, but I like the original cover a lot. I'm a sucker for that original cover. But this has been
stuff.
Stats on Stats for the Boss Encounter episode. We look forward to seeing you guys next week for our episode with HP Hollow on the 31st. But also we have our stream coming up later tonight. I think probably give us about 30 minutes to recharge and get some food in us before we actually go live and start screaming at Overwatch. But we look forward to seeing everyone, and thank you for tuning in.
Bye.